Welcome back. Today we're diving into a brand new explainer and we're breaking down a wildly intense, super aggressive self-improvement philosophy. It's straight from a popular guide on building what the author calls a monster personality. And look, this source material, it pulls absolutely no punches. It lays out this rigid, step-by-step blueprint for totally transforming yourself. And the core of it, the non-negotiable foundation we're really focusing on today, is exactly how to build the kind of physical strength that simply demands respect. We're going to map out exactly what this creator argues it takes to become an absolute force of nature. Let's get right into it.
Okay, so here's our roadmap for today. We're covering 5 key areas. First up, the hunter versus prey mindset. Second, building your physical foundation. Then, mental toughness, reading lies, and finally, combat skills.
Section 1. The hunter versus prey.
The whole philosophy operates on this very stark, black and white premise. To quote the creator directly, the world is a battlefield where only the strongest win. You must decide, be the hunter or the prey. Right? It's intense. Basically, the guide argues that if you're perceived as physically or mentally weak, society's just going to crush you, mock you, or betray you. But if you build yourself into a real beast, well, people are going to think twice before ever crossing you.
To really paint a picture here, the source uses this vivid analogy of a crowded bus. So imagine you get into an argument with this massive, intimidating person on a bus. According to the creator, if you look weak, that person's brain instantly calculates that they can just crush you without a second thought. But if you're visibly, undeniably strong, their brain instantly sends a warning signal. Think about how that plays out in everyday life. The creator is extremely firm on this. Physical strength is the immediate, unavoidable solution to societal disrespect, purely because people treat the strong entirely differently than the weak. And that leads us perfectly into the absolute core of today's explainer.
Section 2. Building your physical foundation.
The source is crystal clear here. Respect starts with your body. And the routine? It starts with brutal honesty. Step 1 is literally standing in front of a mirror, assessing your height and weight, and openly admitting if your structure looks weak. If it does, step 2 is grabbing a pen and paper. You've got to research and write down a strict, daily diet tracking your exact calories and protein. Step 3 is the real commitment, 1 full hour of dedicated exercise every single day. And step 4? Taking exactly 1 rest day a week, no more, no less. It's an unyielding, super strict routine designed to rapidly build up your mass and physical capability.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Because the creator doesn't just stick to your standard, run-of-the-mill gym advice. They actually insist on highly targeted, kind of unconventional physical development. So beyond just hitting your arms and legs, they advocate for strengthening your face and jaw. How? By mewing, or literally chewing hard foods like raw carrots. Honestly, yes, really. They even push for specific neck exercises, head resilience drills, and get this, targeted finger strength exercises. The goal isn't just to look good in a t-shirt, it's about armoring your entire body from top to bottom.
And this right here is the ultimate takeaway when it comes to building physical strength. It's not about quitting your day job to become a pro bodybuilder, and it's definitely not just about aesthetics for the beach. It's about being so structurally sound that a physical challenge doesn't even faze you. The specific benchmark the source sets is this. Your body needs to be strong enough that if someone forcefully pushes you, you don't stumble 10 steps backward. If someone slaps you, it doesn't disorient you. You absolutely must be able to stand your ground. According to this creator, that is the true definition of physical power.
Section 3. Mental toughness and focus.
Now, the creator argues that having this incredibly strong physical body is completely useless if the mind inside it is weak. Makes sense, right? To build this internal fortress, the source lays out a super strict mental detox regimen. You're told to limit your phone time to just 1 hour a day and enforce 1 absolute no social media day every single week. On top of that, you have to stop complaining entirely. If something goes wrong, you take total 100% responsibility. You're also instructed to practice deep breathing and meditation. Why? To strictly control your emotions. The creator really drives home that giving into digital distractions or visual temptations online is the ultimate sign of a weak mind. To completely upgrade your mindset, the creator explicitly recommends 5 specific books. First up is 48 Laws of Power to help you navigate power dynamics. Then, Atomic Habits for building those unshakable daily routines. Third is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck to help filter out all that useless noise. Next, David Goggins' Can't Hurt Me to learn how to survive extreme emotional and physical hardships. And finally, Deep Work to master intense, uninterrupted focus. Basically, each of these books is treated like a specific piece of gym equipment, but for building mental muscle.
Section 4. Reading Body Language and Lies. So once your physical and mental foundations are locked in, the creator claims you naturally unlock this whole new level of psychological awareness. They get incredibly specific about detecting deception, arguing that the eyes literally never lie. If someone's lying to you, you might catch a 1-second flash of uncertainty in their eyes, or maybe their eyes and lips just don't match. You know, like a fake smile that doesn't quite reach the upper half of their face. Unnatural, unblinking eye contact, that's called out as overcompensation. Looking to the left when asked a question is framed as a telltale sign they're actively imagining a lie. And physical tells, like suddenly touching their face or nervously shaking their legs, are massive red flags for insecurity or straight-up deceit.
But it doesn't stop at just observing. The creator actually wants you to actively test people using these specific psychological traps. For example, say someone claims they were at a very specific location last night. The guide says you should abruptly ask them what color was the floor. The working theory here is that a liar's brain will completely freeze up under that unexpected pressure. They're going to either stutter or just guess randomly, which instantly exposes the lie.
And here's another really intriguing trap they recommend called the reverse confirmation trick. Basically, you challenge something they just said by going, "Are you sure you didn't tell me this before? I remember you did." If they immediately get flustered, or worse, they backtrack and change their story just to agree with you, the creator claims you've absolutely caught them at a lie. It all goes back to that core philosophy: the hunter maintaining complete psychological control and pressure over the prey.
Section 5. Applied Strength and Combat Skills.
Now, because raw physical strength is ultimately pretty hollow if you don't actually know how to use it, the creator insists that learning to fight is completely mandatory for self-defense and total empowerment. They highlight 4 specific disciplines. Wrestling is recommended for its unmatched grappling and ground control. Boxing gets highlighted for developing devastating punching speed and accuracy. Kickboxing is suggested so you can keep attackers at a distance with long-range strikes. And finally, Muay Thai is presented as the most advanced, deadly option out there, utilizing elbows and knees for total close-quarters dominance.
So, let's see how this all builds to the creator's intense closing argument. The source leaves the reader with a harsh, pretty uncompromising ultimatum. Basically, you have exactly 2 choices. Choice 1, you can accept your weakness, keep making excuses, keep scrolling aimlessly on your phone, and live a life without respect. Or, choice 2, you can completely destroy that weakness, meticulously rebuild your body and mind, create your own strong rules, and essentially force the world to respect you. The whole framework is undoubtedly aggressive, right? It demands complete, total commitment to both physical and psychological dominance, which leaves us with one highly provocative question to consider based on everything in this source philosophy. Will you do what it takes to build this unshakable physical and mental strength, or will you remain exactly as you are today? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.